Aloha science fans! One of my favorite movies of all time is Disney's Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch revolves around Lilo, a young Hawaiian girl who adopts a seemingly destructive alien creature named Stitch, who is genetically designed for chaos. As Lilo and Stitch form an unlikely bond, they navigate through the challenges of family, friendship, and acceptance. The film explores themes of identity, redemption, and the importance of ohana, or family, in an entertaining and heartwarming manner. With its unique blend of humor, emotion, and memorable characters, Lilo and Stitch has definitely become a classic among Disney's animated film repertoire. I felt a kinship with Lilo, as we both were, or I guess are, awkward socially. And I fell in love with the character of Stitch, who's so cute and fluffy and just so sassy. Looking back, I'm not really surprised that one of my childhood films is rich with STEM themes, including genetic engineering, aliens, biodiversity, and conservation. But before we deep dive into the science behind Lilo and Stitch, let me first say hi to our new viewers. My name is Shona and I'm your resident Filipina scientist.
Hi!
I'm a researcher in the field of molecular biology, and one of my first research projects involved the creation of a genetically modified organism. I'm also a teacher, and I make it a point to always remind my students that science never really just stays inside the classroom. And SHE-ensya is my science communication channel, where I geek out and talk about science things that I find fascinating. Let's first get the elephant out of the room. Aliens. Science or science fiction? The question of whether extraterrestrial life exists is one of the most intriguing and debated topics in the scientific community. While there is no currently validated direct evidence of the existence of extraterrestrial life, the vastness of the universe and the discovery of numerous exoplanets, or planets outside of our solar system that occur in what we call a habitable zone, has made the topic open for speculation and continued scientific interest. Several scientific factors contribute to the discussion about the possibility of aliens. First off, the universe is incredibly vast, with billions of galaxies that contain billions of stars. The sheer number of planets in the habitable zone increases the likelihood that conditions suitable for life may exist somewhere else. Advances in telescope technology have also led to the discovery of so many exoplanets. Some of these planets are located in the habitable zone, where temperatures could allow for the existence of liquid water, a key ingredient for life as we know it. But at the same time, life on Earth also has some extreme environments, like deep sea vents and acidic hot springs. These discoveries suggest that life might be able to adapt and survive in a variety of conditions, broadening the potential habitable zones on other planets. Scientists have also detected the existence of complex biomolecules in space, such as amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. These findings hint at the possibility that raw ingredients for life are widespread in the universe. In fact, the very real possibility of aliens justifies the existence of SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. SETI is a scientific effort aimed at detecting signals from intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations. Ongoing efforts use radio telescopes and other instruments to scan the cosmos for potential signals. Of course, it is important to note that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. The search for extraterrestrial life is complex, and the ongoing scientific endeavor, including our understanding of life, is based only on the example that we know, life here on Earth. The discovery of extraterrestrial life, if it occurs, will likely have profound implications for our understanding of biology, the universe, and our place in it. Another interesting aspect of the film is how Stitch is an illegal genetic experiment. This film was created in 2002 and reflects sentiments about genetic engineering at the time, which was a lot of concern and fear. How have we progressed in terms of genetic engineering since then? Since the early 2000s, significant progress has been made in the field of genetic engineering, and attitudes towards it have evolved as well. One of the most revolutionary advancements in the field is the development of CRISPR-Cas9 technology. This tool allows scientists to edit DNA with unprecedented precision, making it easier and more efficient to modify specific genes. There have also been significant advancements in the development and application of gene therapy for genetic disorders. Clinical trials and treatments using gene editing tools have shown promise in addressing certain diseases, such as hemophilia, leukemia, lymphoma, inherited blindness, and more, by correcting or replacing faulty genes. Scientists have also explored the use of gene drives to control or even eliminate populations of certain organisms. This technology has potential applications in pest control and disease prevention, such as in the control of mosquitoes, ticks, mice, rats, and other invasive species. While genetic engineering continues to raise ethical concerns, a gradual increase in acceptance has been observed. This is partly due to greater awareness and education about the potential benefits of genetic technologies in fields such as medicine and agriculture. Of course, the ethical implications of genetic engineering, particularly in human gene editing, has risen in prominence. Discussions on responsible use, potential unintended consequences, and the need for regulatory frameworks have gained importance. In fact, the possibility of editing germlines, which are found in eggs, sperms, or embryos, have sparked intense debates. Concerns about the heritability of genetic modifications and the potential for designer babies have led to calls for careful regulation and international collaboration. And so, governments and international agencies are hard at work to figure out the proper regulatory frameworks that would oversee these genetic technologies. This includes guidelines for research involving human subjects and the release of genetically modified organisms into the environment.
So cute, so fluffy, even. Where did I go wrong?
Now, one of the genius ironies of Lilo and Stitch is how a movie that started with genetic engineering progresses its plot by talking about environmental conservation. The only reason why Earth wasn't destroyed when Stitch landed on one of our islands is the fact that the International Space Federation considers our planet a habitat reserve for mosquitoes, a protected species. Obviously, in our reality, mosquitoes are considered as pests and carriers of disease. But what does environmental conservation entail? And what are some of the key plants and animals that we're trying to protect? Environmental conservation is about the responsible management and sustainable use of natural resources, so we can protect ecosystems, biodiversity, and the overall health of the planet. It involves efforts to prevent the loss of biodiversity, maintain ecosystem services, and promote the sustainable use of natural resources for the benefit of present and future generations. For example, globally, bees, butterflies, and other pollinators are considered to be very important to make sure that plants reproduce, especially food crops. Declines in pollinator populations have raised concerns about global food security, and there are international efforts to help protect these organisms. Also, iconic species such as lions, tigers, cheetahs, and leopards are often the focus of conservation efforts due to habitat destruction, poaching, and a lot of other illegal activities. African and Asian elephants, on the other hand, are targeted for conservation due to the threat of poaching for ivory, habitat loss, and human-elephant conflict. And then we have our beloved coral reefs, which serve as a habitat for numerous species. They face threats from climate change, overfishing, pollution, and destructive fishing practices. And we are cooperating with international agencies to make sure that we conserve them for future generations. Now, in the Philippines, one of the priority species for conservation is the Philippine eagle. The Philippine eagle is a critically endangered species and one of the rarest eagles in the world. Conservation efforts aim to protect its remaining habitats and prevent deforestation through illegal logging and also the hunting of the eagle itself. We also have the Philippine tarsier, a small primate species found only in the Philippines. Deforestation and habitat loss are the major threats to its survival. And sadly, the tamarao, a species of dwarf buffalo found only in Mindoro, is listed as a critically endangered species. Conservation efforts focus on protecting its habitat and to prevent poaching. Conservation efforts in the Philippines and globally involve collaboration between governments, non-governmental organizations or NGOs, local communities, and international agencies. These initiatives focus on the complex interplay of ecological, social, and economic factors to make sure that we are protecting the environment while also still addressing the needs of the human society. But what do you think? Are you now pondering the genetic experiments that led to Experiment 626? Or are you excited for a watch or a rewatch of the movie to liven up the Ohana spirit?
This is my family. I found it all on my own.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.